Hey everyone, welcome back. I wanted to do a video of my first makeup purchases. So I was chit-chatting the other day with my friend Lisa, and she's like, yeah, that would be fun. You want to do a collab? And I said, oh yeah, let's do a collab. It'd be fun to share. I mean, I want to know what everybody's makeup first were, because it's fun to know, do you still have it? Do you still like it? Have you moved on? Are you still repurchasing it? So we're going to do this as a collab. So I will link her makeup first video below. Make sure to head on over and support Lisa. She is a dear friend of mine, and she's just beautiful. She loves makeup. She has great makeup taste, so you don't want to miss out. And she's from Canada, so if you are from Canada, you'd be like, oh yeah, I would love to support a fellow woman in my own country. Or if not, you definitely just need to check her out. She's so fun. So anyways, we are going to be sharing like the first things that we purchased that you can remember. Now I'm going to kind of chit-chat a little bit about my first ever makeup experiences and my most recent obsession with makeup for the past couple years, and just kind of sit back and chit chat. So let's get into this. The first thing I want to start, I'm going to kind of go in face order here of how I would apply it, because that just makes sense to me. The first thing I want to chit chat about is primer. Now, I never used to wear primer. I didn't even know what primer was, what it did, the point of it. Now I can't live without it, because for me, it evens out my texture. I have a lot of texture. I have a lot of pores. I have breakouts, redness. My foundation just glides on so much better if I wear primer, and it lasts. If I don't wear primer, it's just a losing battle all day long. So I never used to wear primer in high school or after high school. I didn't actually start wearing primer until my wedding day, when I had like just Mary Kay. That's what I grew up using. Mary Kay and a few drugstore things here and there. Not too many things stick out in my mind, but when I went to the counter, I went to, on my wedding day, well, not on my wedding day, but before my wedding day, I went to what we had, which was Yonkers. That was the fanciest store we had. And they had a Lancome counter, Estee Lauder, Elizabeth Arden, and Clinique. You know, the four staples. And they're like, yeah, do you have a primer? I'm like, primer? What the heck is primer? I don't even think I wore primer on my wedding day. I did wear a good foundation, so it did last, but since then I've definitely dove headfirst into primer land. I have a lot. The first one I ever bought, and the one I still go back to and you see me use all the time, is the Smashbox Photo Finish, the original. It gets the job done. If you don't like silicone-y feeling primers, you may not like this. However, I like the silicone feel, because I can put it on one side of my face and not put it on the other, and I can feel the difference. Like, primer is so much more smooth, and I just like how my foundation glides on top of it, versus like a lotiony one. I feel like it kind of sinks in a little bit, and I like to feel the difference. I'm a feeler. So this was the first one I ever bought, and I would recommend it. I still go back to it. I love it. So after the primer experience, I was like, well, I definitely need a good foundation, because I want my makeup to look good on my wedding day. I don't want it to break up. I don't want to look cakey. And so I have two foundations. Actually, the original two I bought, it was in different packaging, but it was still these two foundations, and I think they've since kind of reformulated these two particular ones, but I have these still to this day. The line, not the exact bottle. But I bought the Lancome Tinted All 24-hour makeup, and I bought the Smashbox Studio Skin. And I think on my wedding day, I actually mixed the two together, because I liked the idea of the longevity of this. However, this is a long-wearing foundation as well. But I wanted something a little bit more matte, so that I can control the oil, because I do get a little bit oily in the T-zone, especially if you're going to be wearing makeup for 12-15 hours. Yes, you're probably going to get a little bit oily, even if you're dry. So I mixed these two together on their own. I love each of these foundations on their own. This one is definitely more of a matte finish, maybe a demi matte finish. Lasts really well, low SPF. I'm in the shade 260 Bisque. Probably not right now though, because I've been self-tanning a bit here. And then the Studio Skin, this is way too light for me right now, but this is the shade 1.2. Really nice foundation, really natural finish, buildable coverage. Both of these are full coverage. So if you're looking for a full coverage, long-lasting foundation, I would direct you to either one of these, just dependent upon whether you like more of a natural finish or something a little bit more matte. So love these. I would definitely repurchase those. Obviously, I wore them then, and I've been wearing them now, and it's been 6-7 years, so they're good. The first drugstore foundation I ever bought, I never tried anything from the drugstore other than mascara and a couple lip glosses my entire life. That was the only few things that I had tried and dabbled in from the drugstore, because growing up, when you live in a small town up in the woods, people don't wear a lot of makeup. And if they do, it's Mary Kay, because that's what people sold to you, Avon, or you went to Yonkers and you would buy either of those 4 brands. And so I didn't really dabble much in the drugstore. My mom didn't wear a lot of things from the drugstore, so naturally I didn't. But the first foundation I ever bought was Revlon Color Stay Whipped. I do not have that anymore. It comes in the jar. I love that foundation. Long lasting, full coverage, kind of like a natural finish. I think kind of like a natural finish. I love it. I really love it. It was one of my favorite ones I've ever tried. Now, since then, I've tried a couple more that I like, but I would buy that. I would buy that if I didn't have so many foundations, because I really did like it. Okay, now let's move on to, oh, I didn't talk about concealer. I didn't wear concealer. I never wore concealer in high school. Didn't know you needed to. I don't think I wore it on my wedding day either. I did a lot of things wrong, but I wasn't educated. You know, I just did the basics. Like, my pictures were beautiful, but and when you're young, you don't necessarily need all that stuff either, because I was 24 when I got married, and I didn't have the fine lines and darkness that I do now. I don't know what happens at a short amount of time, but it happened. But I can tell you that the first concealer I bought is, let me dig it out here. I still have it. That's bad, because I only bought it like a year and a half ago. And it's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I probably should just use this up. Really nice concealer. I do, however, find it creases on me if I don't use it with a very light setting powder. If I use it with a thicker setting, it creases. But this is great to prime your eyelids. It's a really full coverage concealer. It's really creamy. It's really emollient. You don't need very much. The packaging on this stinks, because when you go to push out some concealer, you get way too much every single time, inevitably. So if you can do a half a pump, that would be ideal. But I love this. I'm in the shade NW20. This was the first one I ever bought. I still have it. I would probably repurchase it just because I like it. Don't like the creasing factor though. That might just be me. Bronzer. So I never really used a bronzer that much. I used these little, do you remember from Mary Kay, the bronzing beads? They probably still sell them. They came in a container, and I remember in high school having them, and I thought they were cool and stuff, but I really honestly never knew how to use them. I would like swish my brush in it and just kind of dab it on my cheeks and stuff, but I really had no clue what I was doing. The first bronzer that I actually bought for the purpose of bronzing my face, after getting into and discovering that YouTube made like self-help videos, I went to Sephora, did my research, and I really wanted to buy a nice one. And I can't remember which one I bought first, but I do know both of these were the two that I discovered I'd wanted to buy. The Bobbi Brown bronzer in Golden Light. I have a backup of this. This is really nice. This comes in lots of shades. This is the lightest one. In the summer, I could probably get away with the darker one, number 2. It's matte. It's creamy. It blends really nice into your skin. It's really a very natural bronze. So if you're looking for a nice, creamy, natural-looking bronze, easy to work with, definitely would recommend the Bobbi Brown. The other one that I bought, I had gone for a makeover at Sephora one day, and this is what the lady had put on me, was the NARS Laguna. This is a little bit different of a tone of a bronzer. It's cooler in tone, but it's still nice bronzer. So that's the Laguna. It's definitely a different tone on the skin. So that's the thing when you're looking for a bronzer. Dependent on what kind of tones you have in your skin, if you're really dark or really light or cool, you gotta find one that kind of works with you, what looks best on your skin tone. I do like this one. I don't know if I would ever buy it in a full size. This is the Duo. This is my one of my all-time favorite blushes ever. This is NARS Oasis. I think this is one of my first higher-end blush purchases ever. And since we're kind of transitioning into blush, let's just go there. You need this. If you don't have NARS Oasis, just buy it. You will thank me. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful shimmering rose. And mauve rose shade blushes are one of those blushes that look good on everybody across the board. Everybody can wear this. This has in the pan a little bit of like shimmer sheen to it, but I don't find that it translates to the cheeks. So it has like just a sheen on the cheeks. It's not going to be like glitter. So don't be scared when you get it or you look at it in the store, you're like, oh, that is glitter, I don't want it. No, just try it on. Trust me, just try it on. Let's just transition into blushes then. The first blushes I ever bought, of course, were from Mary Kay. I can remember the one shade I had. It was a matte, rich brick shade of blush, and I wore it every day. every day because it paired with the lipstick that I always used to wear. And then I decided to branch out and buy pink blushes. So the very first pink blush I ever bought, high-end, and used up was a Clinique matte pink shade. Don't have it anymore because I literally used that whole sucker up, but I used it every day. I remember like just a couple years ago I'd used it every single day. So I just thought I would show you what the Clinique blushes look like. This is the shade Totally Tawny, not the shade I had used then, but this is a really nice neutral nude blush, especially in the summer when you get a little bit more of a tan on and you just want to really sculpt out those cheekbones and throw on a highlighter. This is a great option. That's Totally Tawny right here. It's just a nice neutral blush. It looks kind of brown in the pan, but it actually comes across with a little bit more warmth. So that's a Clinique blush. The other one, I still have it. It almost got destroyed a couple of days ago because something really tragic happened in my makeup room. I don't want to talk about it. But let's just say a lot of things got destroyed by some 2-year-old I know. But he did not get his hands on this. This is Strawberries and Cream. It's a blush from Mary Kay. They still sell this. It is beautiful. I wore this a ton prior to getting into all this. This was the one Mary Kay blush. I bought this actually at my bridal, a wedding, what is it called? Before you get married with your bridesmaids. What's it called? A bridal shower. I had a Mary Kay party, because of course that's what you do when you live up in the woods. This is Strawberries and Cream, just a really pretty shade. I bought this. Did I wear this on my wedding day? I think I might have, because I think this was the only blush I owned at the moment, besides that brick red shade. Anyways, they're nice blushes. They really are. I've used them for years. I do like them. Okay, so let's talk about highlighters. I didn't wear a highlighter. I didn't even know what a highlighter was. And if I had a highlighter, I probably wouldn't have thought to put it on your cheekbones. I probably would have put it on my eyelids. So I have 2 highlighters here. I remember the exact story behind this. So picture me with 2 babies in a humongous double stroller, first time in Ulta. Don't know what I'm looking for, but I know I need a highlighter because that's what everybody on YouTube was telling me. And there just happened to be a Tarte rep there. And now that I understand that position, I know why he wanted me to buy this. However, I have to say, maybe it's because it's my first highlighter, I don't know. This is one of my all-time favorite highlighters ever. And I don't think they sell this individually from Tarte. I think it's in that Park Avenue Princess bronzer, blush, and highlighter little kit that they have now. But this is what it used to look like on its own. It's the Tarte Champagne highlighter. This is a ton of highlighter, so I definitely got a good amount of product for my dollar. But on the skin, this is that's a humongous swatch, Chelsea. That's way too much. It is stunning. I'm so glad that he talked me into this because on my skin, it is so pretty. I absolutely love it. So anyways, that's my first pressed highlighter. And my first cream highlighter that I ever bought, I had, when I first started watching YouTube, of course, Candy Johnson popped up when I was researching. I don't know what I was researching. I don't know what I was researching. Nothing, probably. And she was doing a bridal tutorial. And I love bridal makeup. It is my favorite look on myself. It is my favorite look to recreate. It is my favorite look to watch. It just intrigues me. I think it's because it really is makeup that enhances you in the most beautiful way. And so she said this highlighter is what she used on all of her bridal clients. And I'm like, really? I need that. This is MAC's Cream Color Base in the shade Shell. It's like a frost. This is really pretty, guys. I like to use this on its own. I like to put a little bit of powder highlighter over it. It's so pretty. It's right there. It's really just a natural, dewy, gorgeous. I'm going to put a little on right now. Not that I need highlighter on because I definitely have some. It's just this most natural, beautiful, creamy, dewy highlighter. Ideal for the summertime when you don't want to deal with a lot of powder products and you just want to kind of let your natural skin show through, but you want to have, I put a little bit right here, but you want to have a little bit of dewiness going on. It's just so pretty and pretty affordable too. I think it's around like $20 or something. Okay, let's move on to lipstick, shall we? Let's see, my first lipstick I ever wore, and I wore it every single day in high school, every day, nonstop, was a lipstick color by CoverGirl. I don't have any more because that was my first and only lipstick I ever used up. Sorry to play with my hair. I curl it and parted it completely different than I ever have. Do you guys like it like this? I don't know. I'm trying to work with it, but I've had it curled all day, like all day. Anyways, it was a CoverGirl shade in a brick red. And I don't really have that same exact color anymore, but I thought I would show you. It was similar to MAC's Amorous. This might be a little bit more pink though, but I was looking through my collection, I'm like, I need to buy a brick red shade because I wore it every day and it looked good on me. But it was similar to this. This is a little bit more plummy mauve, but it was a brick red shade. You know what a brick red shade looks like, I'm sure. But I wore it every single day and I don't have any more. My first high-end lipstick after wearing that to death I ever bought was a Lancome shade, and it was like this rosy bronzy color, and that's what I wore on my wedding day. I don't have that anymore either because I figured it was bad and I threw it away. So I don't have something similar to show you, but I do have something similar to a lip gloss that I wore every day all the time in high school too. It was a Bonnabelle lip shade, like a shimmering, twinkling, let me show, actually, you know what? I think the reason I love Chanel Twinkle so much is because this is the exact shade of lip gloss that I used to wear all the time in high school. And I love the effect on my lips. And to this day, if you're going to buy a Chanel Glossomer, start here because I absolutely love it. It has a pink to gold shift. So it's gold to pink. And so on the lips, it is so sexy. It makes your lips look full and pouty, and it's simple. It's a simple, beautiful thing. And so this is similar to that first gloss that I had ever, like, tried. And that, I wasn't really into gloss. I was more into lipstick, and now I'm into both. I love lipstick. That is my weakness, big time. Okay, now let's move on to eyes here. The first liners I ever bought, I bought some in high school. I think I pretty much wore Mary Kay. Shocker, I know. I think I tried a few from the drugstore, but honestly, I don't really like any drugstore eyeliners. They don't stay. They claim to stay, and I know some people say they stay, but I've tried a lot, and they don't stay on me. So the first higher-end lip eyeliners I bought were from Mally, and I still like these. They're creamy. They glide on. You can get a kit off of QVC, usually for around $30 or $40. That shade is pretty. This is Royal Plum. I really like her... oh, what's it called? I used it up to the very end. Well, it's a brown shade. This is milk chocolate, but it wasn't. It was darker, and that's my favorite brown I've ever tried. But really nice liners. They really stay. These are waterproof. I prefer not the shelf. I don't like the self-sharpening kind. Or wait, the automatic kind. I don't like the automatic kind. I like to sharpen it. I like to get my own point. I just like to be in control of that. So I prefer these, and if you've never tried Mally, you should. They're really creamy, and they're really nice. Mascara, I've tried it all. I have tried it all. I never buy the same mascara twice, or I haven't, except for my Mally Voluminous Mascara. That is one mascara. I don't even think I have any more left here to show you. That is one mascara I have repurchased. And so that's the only one that sticks out of my mind. Other than that, I know in high school I tried the L'Oreal Voluminous, and I really did like that one. It gives lots of volume, kind of like a clumpy volume, so if you don't like clumps, you might not want to try that. But that's in CoverGirl. I never really liked CoverGirl. To this day, I don't really like very many CoverGirl products, except for their foundation, the Stay Fabulous. Okay, totally out of order, but the last thing I want to share is eyeshadow. Obviously, you know what I'm going to say. I wore Mary Kay eyeshadows. I sure did. And up until a couple days ago, I actually had some to show you. But let's just say they got mutilated into pieces. So I don't have those to show you. But the shades that I wore all the time, it was a matte cream shade, like a matte brown shade, and I think it was like a golden bronzy shade I would wear on my lid. Just, you know, your staple neutrals. And then I branched out. My first high-end ones that I bought and wore on my wedding day, and I have them, I've actually depotted them, were Lancome eyeshadows. And I still love these shades. You know what? I need to bust out these shades and do a look with these because, oh my gosh, you know what? These aren't even going to have names because I depotted them. Well, we'll just show you them anyways because I think you can still buy some of these. The first one is this shade. It's like, this is Kitten Heel. That's what this is. It just came to me. This is Kitten Heel. If you can get your hands on this one. It's similar to the gloss, the Lancome, or the Chanel gloss where it has like a pink, let's see, let's give you a better swatch here. Like a pink to gold shift. Pink to gold, Kitten Heel. Yeah. You need that one. Let's see if I can remember these. Oh, I like can you tell what I like? I like the metallic-y. This is a metallic shade as well. Oh boy, I bet you the name's gonna come to me after. What is this one called? It's like a mauve-y shade with a bit of gold. Oh, I love it. What was this one called? Amethyst or something? I can't remember, but that's what that looks like. And then this one is a gold. Straight up a metallic gold shade. What was this one called? I remember the lady helping me and me standing there laboring over what shades to buy. Now, what made me put these three colors together? Nothing. I liked them and I wore them. I didn't think about maybe they don't match, but you could definitely pull off a look with those if you wanted to. I mean, you can really do what you want. It's just makeup. It's for fun. It's not super serious. Yeah, for instance, look. Those Mally eyeliners, I'm going to have to go get some makeup remover to get those off, which is good. Okay, is that everything? Oh, this was fun. I love reminiscing and kind of going back down memory lane. I want to know, what were some of your first makeup purchases? Are you still wearing them? Do you still like them? Would you recommend them to me? Let's just chit-chat about that down below, because it's fun to read the comments and see what each other's makeup firsts were and things that they would recommend. And it's always fun to just think about, you know, fun little stories like that. Definitely head on over to Lisa's channel and see what her first makeup picks were, because I'm so curious. And I hope you guys like this. If you make videos and you like this, definitely do this. Do this and let me know, because I'm just curious what everyone's makeup first were. It's just, I think it's fun. And so, yeah, well, I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will chit chat with you soon. Bye.